is a terrible, terrible movie. I had originally written a couple cute quips and a pun or two, but I don't think that emphasizes how much this movie blows. I don't know what possessed, one pun, respectable actors such as Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Keira Sedgwick to sign on to this disaster of a horror flick. I am generally terrified of haunting movies, but nothing about this movie was scary. The pacing was weird, the editing was off-putting, and the script was laughable. First off, for a large chunk of the movie, the possessed girl's parents don't even realize she's possessed. The audience spends at least an hour begging the family to listen to the father's meek, yet real suspicions that there's something maybe a little off with their youngest daughter. Also, as a Jew, there are some glaring inaccuracies in reference to the Jewish faith. For instance, it is directly against halakha, or Jewish law, not to help somebody in the way of death. I, a non-practicing, non-believing Jew, know that. You would think the Rebbe, or the rabbinic leader of the Hasidic temple, would know that as well. Also, not all rabbis sit in a chair facing a window surrounded by adoring minions. They made the head rabbi out to be some sort of godfather. It was very strange. Also, the second I saw there was going to be some sort of Hasidic influence, I knew Matisyahu would pop up somewhere. I, however, did not think he was going to be the driving force behind the exorcism. He's not an actor, and that is abundantly clear in The Possession. All in all, The Possession is sloppy, poorly written, and just not scary. Don't waste your time this Halloween season with this movie. I'm going to try and exorcise it from my system. 2 puns. The Possession is definitely not worth the price of admission.
This was an intensely bad movie. I wish I could say it in multiple languages so I could warn everyone not to see it.
Yeah, it's not a good film. It's a bad film. It's, okay, there's so many things that we could talk about. We could talk about the fact that for the first half of the movie, they just had no idea that little people that don't live inside your throat. That's not a normal thing. That's not a normal thing for anybody.
Like an actual person was inside of her. They did an MRI.
I think
spoiler, and there's a human being inside of her.
And they're just like, oh, well, that's weird.
Yeah, well, jeepers. That's bad, honey.
I think that what we've talked about before many times is the fact that this is such an inaccurate portrayal of a Jewish family.
Yeah.
As 2 resident Jews here, we can tell you that if there's anything slightly wrong with, especially the youngest daughter.
Yeah.
With this movie, if this were a real Jewish family,
it would have been
this movie would have been
of.
solved in the first 20 minutes. It would have been like, oh my God, the devil is inside my daughter. I don't know what to do.
And then
and
everyone
then Matisyahu would have come
be
in.
like, hey, that's bad. Get out of there.
Right.
It would have.
It would have. And that's
like,
what.
oh, I'm sorry.
That's also what bothers me is that they make religion such an aspect of this movie, but they completely butcher the religion. Not only culturally, because nervous Jews, if there's anything wrong, we take care of it. Immediately, usually with food.
Yes.
But also, the actual written halakha, which is Jewish law, which you can Google, is completely butchered throughout the entire film. It's a little offensive, even. Okay, well, this movie is not worth the price of admission. It's not worth my time or your time. We're done talking about this. Okay. Matisyahu ruins his cred by appearing in this film. What other movie exploits and humiliates an otherwise respectable musician? You can answer that question on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/thepriceofadmission, or yell at me on Twitter @POA Reviews.